Hello to all our weaving and warping friends out there. What we'd like to show you today is a new video showing how our lease stick holders for the Universal looms, which basically will fit any flat rear beam loom. I mean, that's the shack floor looms, Leclerc's, gosh, a whole host of looms that have a flat back beam. Well, these lease stick holders will work for those looms. And so what we're going to show you today is how we're going to use them on this shack floor loom that I just finished refinishing. And so you'll get to see how they work and how easy they work and how it'll allow you to wind on your warp after you've got your chain all done, your warp all measured out. This is primarily used for warping front to back. And sorry, I had to look at the boss there. And so we'll show you how we do that. So as you can see, Deb has already measured out her warp and has chained it. And in typical front to back, you go through the reed first, you go through the heddles, and then we're getting ready to put it onto the back beam. So with further ado, Deb will show you how we can do this. So right now, she's going to wind the warp over the back beam. And then she will show you how easy it is to put the lease stick holders in place. So these are about as easy as it gets because it doesn't require any nuts or bolts or screws or anything to apply these. You just snap it in place with the bungee cord there, and that holds it firmly onto the back beam. And those are adjustable for 3 different thicknesses of beams. So what she's doing now is she's lifting up her tabby, basically her plain weave shed. So she does the odds first and now the evens. Oops, excuse me, the evens and then the odds. You notice there's no pins, no pegs, no screws, no nuts, no bolts. Drop them in place just like that. Now she usually ties her warp to the front beam just so she has enough tension to be able to open the shed so she can enter her lease sticks. And as you can see, the warp goes perfectly over the lease stick holders. It winds on nice and even. Lease sticks stay perfectly in place. We like to use 4 lease sticks. It gives us better control of the tension. You don't have to. You can use 2 if you wish. But that's the way it works. Now normally to finish this we use like 30 weight craft paper, and we would put that on the beam and then continue to wrap it around the beam until all the warp was wrapped on there nice and even. But as you can see, this does a beautiful job of keeping your warp perfectly even and straight. You got no bunching. Once it gets onto the back beam, it's going to be nice and clean and flat. And you're going to have a perfectly tensioned warp all the way across the back beam. think Deb's actually run over to get some paper so we can actually show you the full process. So you tuck the paper in. And just continue winding on. Look at that. Can you ever see anything more beautiful than that? Look how beautiful and smooth and even your tension's going onto that back beam. Should completely eliminate all of your tension issues when you're weaving. There's a pro tip there. Always press your brake when you're winding onto your back beam when you have a drag brake, so your cable doesn't eat through your drum. A lot of people just kind of loosen the brake up. They don't release it entirely. That's what you should do.